All right, hey guys. Little guide here, little walkthrough for beer league. Oran Park is pretty difficult. There's a lot of places that we'll go over that you can get yourself in trouble. So I'm gonna talk through corner by corner first, and then I will do an onboard for the last lap. So as you can see here, only did a couple laps. I did actually, I think about 7 or 8 more laps previous, but then my computer crashed as soon as I pulled up my recording software because the wife plugged in a shampooer and it broke a circuit. Yeah. So, anyways, back to it. This right here is going to be the most difficult corner on the track from a racing perspective. A lot of people are going to try to stick it in on the inside of someone, and this is a miserable place to go too wide. This little kink is really bad, and absolutely someone's going to dive in the inside of Brian LeBlanc, and he's going to fly into these like PS2 level graphics in the field. So what you want to do is, as you pass this, maybe about a car width or two past it, go ahead and just lightly to medium get on the brakes. Okay, so as I turn in, this one's a little bit late, so maybe 3 or 4 car lengths. We're just kind of gliding here on the brakes. We're not heavy. As we hit the apex, we're going to let ourselves carry out and then immediately dive heavy onto the brakes. Right there. If you are not, this is not a place to be greedy. This is not a place to be greedy at all. If you come through here and you carry just a little bit too much speed, as soon as you touch this dirt patch, you're gone. There is no saving it. So be warned, take this corner easy. There's no purpose in like being super aggressive with it. Corner 2 here, pretty easy. You can ride up on the curb if you want. It's not faster, but you know, if you're just sticking in there, that's fine. Track out. This corner right here, really easy braking point. Right on that line, okay? So as soon as you get there, boom, that's your braking spot. Now, this can get deceptive here because you want to get on the gas and carry out. You see asphalt, it looks like there's a lot of track there. You can definitely get yourself in trouble because it actually tightens it down to here. So wait a little bit longer. You can see, even though I'm on the gas, I just use my finger to point there, but I don't know why you guys can't see that. I'm only half on throttle the whole time. If you are full on right now, you're either going to loop it or you're going to end up in that wall. So like I said, out there, this grass is pretty slick too. So if you overdrive here, drop a tire right there, you're going to spin into someone trying to pass you, and you guys are both going to cry. This is another difficult corner. Well, I guess all the corners here are difficult. It's really easy to take slow, but as you go over this crest, you kind of upset the car a little bit. You see how it bounces, right? So you want to take it a little bit easy, but there's actually a lot of runoff here. So you want to keep your momentum up. If you cut this corner short, you're giving up 2, 3, 4 tenths easy. So nice and smooth through there. And you'll see through all these corners, once I get on the gas, I'm like immediately half throttle. Don't try to go full throttle right away. This is pretty easy. So as we hit the crest, we're just going to lift and turn in. So lift, full lift, turn in. And your goal is going to be to stay right on this dark part of the asphalt, just a car width away, right? So hit this curb, I miss it a little bit, and push out wide here. Same thing, as soon as we reach the top of the hill here where the curbing is, actually just a little bit before, about a car width, we're going to lightly press the brake, just kind of trail brake in, and same thing, turn in. So you can see I'm barely on the brake here. You can eat this curb here. This is not an off track. So absolutely, you can kind of be a little bit more aggressive than I was, and you want to, because what you don't want to do is be out here. If you're out here trying to make this corner, you're going to be costing speed, you're going to be dangerous, blah, blah, blah. In fact, I think I'm too far left here. I'd prefer you to the right. You want to be aiming for these, I guess this part of the barrier right here, because you really want to track this out, because the next corner is a big white sweeper. So try to get as wide as you can. And then same thing here. You can eat all of this. This is not off track. Okay, so kick all the way out. And then same thing. There's a lot of grip here. You can go a little bit too deep. but typically this is a corner that seems scary. Once you get it right, though, it's like, oh, that's not bad at all. Now, here's the weird part. We're going to do cockpit view for this. This is totally blind. You want to be left. I'm actually not that far left. You want to be here if you can, but where I'm at's not terrible. And as you come over, hold this curb, and then you're going to see these trees come into your view. Your goal is to going to be, imagine there's one more tree right here. That's where you're aiming. And then this comes into view. The most common mistake other than turn 1 here is people just cut this short. And they come over, they're like, oh shit. This is a slowdown, and it's dangerous, and you're going to wreck someone. It's going to be funny. All right, so back over to far chase. Yeah, this is pretty self-explanatory. Slow down, take the corner. Okay, this is, I don't want to say off camber, but it kind of goes from cambered to not. And so if you're out wide, you're just going to lose a lot of grip, and this wall comes in really quick. So don't be aggressive on the gas here until you're really confident with your line. And then the converse of it is this drops off pretty steep. So if you're trying to cut through this, you can be on the curb. That's no big deal. But if you start to drop your tires, especially in this dirt area, you're in for a bad time. So pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy, meaning that last corner, but the rest of the track is not. One thing I want to illustrate, though, is shifting is not super important in this. If you're struggling with your shifts because there's, it's a lot of complex corners, this lap right here, other than this front stretch, is entirely in third gear. So you're going to lose, like, I don't know, 1/10 to 2/10 here, maybe 1/4 of a second. And then here you're, again, going to lose about 1/10, maybe 2/10. There's a lot of torque in this car, and this is a benefit of staying in third. Here I even drop a tire. Since you're not as torquey, you're not up in that RPM range, like no issue with the car. I don't have to counter steer. Not really in any danger. Even here, just carry that speed through third gear, no big deal. Easy peasy. Same thing, hold this tight, slowly drift out to this turn in, eat this curb. That was better. Way out here. Don't do that. Yep. All right, let's go to my quick lap and we'll do an onboard.